So, the warding poll finished. Not a single question passed. None of the content, none of the skills, everything failed. So, what did I think of this? Well, I learned that I am kind of retarded because after this poll ended, I was looking forward to going on Reddit. I'm like, okay, let's see some discussion going. Let's see, why did it fail? What were people thinking about when it failed? I know why I voted no, but, why did other people vote no? Why did other people... Well, I know why other people voted yes. People were spamming it on Reddit for, the entire fucking week why they voted yes. But, I want to see some discussion. What changes could they have done to, make this pass? What changes are there going to be going forward if we get a new skill? Just, actually, what happens now, right? I'm actually retarded. Why did I ever think that was gonna happen? I go on Reddit, and all I see is this.
Down here, salt is a way of life.
Obviously, the environment down here is all salt. The ceiling's salt, the floor is salt, the walls are salt, and to an extent, the air is salt. And you breathe that in, and you can constantly taste the salt.
But anyways, yeah. I'm actually so fucking stupid. Why did I expect actual discussion to come from this poll result? But anyways, let's move on to the topic of our video. Reading Reddit's responses to warding failing. I have two threads open, one called warding poll results, the other one, warding poll fails. Let's go through these. I expect there to be a lot of overlaps. Let's go through this fast. Yes, we'll never be getting another skill in OSRS. I actually had this thought as well. Maybe we won't. I saw a comment on Mod West saying that they're still going to look forward to new skills, but it'll be a long time before they do. They're going to pull the kind of skills that people want. Possibly the step going forward would be to pull multiple skills all at once and work with the most favorable one. Yes, conspiracy theorists are blown the fuck out. There was no rigging of the polls here. So shut the fuck up, idiots. I hated people saying oh, now that the poll results are hidden, they're gonna rig the results. I thought it was the stupidest thing I've ever read, and I can't believe how many people said that. People who on around that shouldn't have been allowed to vote. Okay, so I think this is a retarded comment because first of all, that's how politics works in real life too. Not everyone can be happy, especially with multiple choices. And I know there wasn't multiple choices in this case, but just think about it this way. In real life, if you elect a president, they might not have the majority of the vote. They might have 30% of the vote, 40% of the vote, whatever. But your prime minister, your president, your whatever, won't have the majority of votes either, but they still control the country. Well, I know they don't actually control the country. It's a figure of speech, but it is what it is. And yeah, the 75% poll requirement that's the rules. You knew the rules when we went into this. 2 out of 3 majority is enough? Are you kidding me? How many polls are there where there was actually less than 2/3 of the 2/3 majority that voted yes? Oh, I guarantee you, almost everything would have passed if less than if there was a 2/3 majority. That's an insanely low amount. I honestly think 75% is too low right now. So many polls right now are within the 75 to 80% range, and I feel if we had a higher range, 82% ish, you'd have a lot more bad questions that get filtered out because they're honestly not good, but 75% is so low. And not only that, but I also support higher requirements for voting. I mean, seriously, why is someone who's 1,000 total, doesn't do any quests, just AFKs and NMZ all day, allowed to vote on stuff like Song of the Elves? I think it's just silly that everyone is allowed to vote on every poll. They definitely need to change that. Let's see. Oh yeah, I can see a good example here. Spellbook filtering failed at almost passing, so that's true. Yeah, and I definitely think that it's really immature that people just say oh, we should lower it just because this poll failed. I don't know, some of the most immature comments I see. It's wow, fucking my content I wanted didn't pass. Let's just change the polling system to fucking accommodate me and my wants because I wanted this and it didn't pass. Let's just change the polling system. It's so fucking stupid. I honestly think that there's nothing wrong with alts voting. I feel this is a really unpopular opinion. I didn't even know it was an unpopular opinion until I read these comments. I didn't know that everyone was so against alts voting. I think that alts should be allowed to vote because if someone's that passionate about the game that they have 20 alts, then sure, let them vote 20 times. I don't care. And also, people are acting like it's only the no voters that had alts, because all the comments are like, oh, sweaty EHP players, all the fucking sweaty max mains had alts to vote no. I didn't fucking vote no on an alt. I don't even feel like bonding my alt right now because I barely play the game anymore. But I think it's just like completely retarded to assume that only no voters voted, only no voters voted with alts. That's just delusional. And I don't think that alts are rigging the votes. I don't even think the alts made up a noticeable portion of the votes. I think even without alts, voting still would have failed, because it failed by a pretty large margin by old school standards. Oh yeah, and I forgot. Technically, voting would have still failed even if it was 2/3, because it was less than 2/3 that voted yes. What are the replies to this? Yes, the voice of the 33% matters more than the 66%, because the reason, the idea behind this such a high voting threshold, which I still think is kind of low, but you know, that's kind of hypocritical for me to complain about, you know, people wanting the poll mechanics changed because they didn't get what they want, when I'm complaining that the poll mechanics should be changed because there's stuff that I think shouldn't be in the game. So I do understand that it is hypocritical, but at the same time, it is what I believe, and I think like I'm allowed to be a hypocrite at sometimes too. But and yes, the voice of the 30% does matter, because it's more like you assume that by default people want new content anyways, so a lot of people are just going to vote yes to everything. And you can tell from the MTX, well, a lot of people just do vote yes to anything and they don't really like read it. But anyways, most people vote yes because they would want new content and they don't really know what the new content implies. Like if you ask people about the game effects of having the Dragon Hunter lance in the game, most people would not understand why that item was so overpowered. But you know, it's just like, it's more like a veto than an actual vote. If 25% of the pollers vote to veto it, like 25% of the people think that the content is so absurdly overpowered or so absurdly bad that they don't want it in the game, then like that's a sign to Jagex, like, you know, we shouldn't put this content in. It's not about what the players... Okay, I don't want to say, I don't know how to word this, but it's like, it's not about the amount of people that want it. It's about how many people think it's a bad idea, and if you add too many of those updates into the game, there's a good chance the game might get fucked eventually. How's this upvoted even? Because it's sort of my top right now, right? Yeah, it's sort of my top. Some guy just types in Psy and gets upvoted. How is this anything like productive? Actual idiot. I don't know about that. Actually, maybe. A lot of players hate skilling. Because I'm thinking about this from like my perspective, and I love skilling. It's like that's why I maxed, right? But like a lot of players hate skilling, so they might not want a new skill. So I guess I could see that, yeah. Really, you can't see an argument where the game would be worse with this skill. What if we don't need new armor like Dagon High, man? What if we don't need stuff like different rune pouches? So you could say that like, yeah, you could just like change the content then, but can we? Like, what if we didn't want the content, but you know, we think the skill's okay, but you don't... that was my mindset voting for voting, basically, where I thought some of the content was okay, but some of the content was just completely retarded, and I felt like Jagex took a step backwards with the new block by oversimplifying it, and I thought that the content in the skill would have made the game worse, and I didn't trust the community to actually like know what content is good or bad. So I voted no to the skill because I don't trust Jagex and I don't trust the community to balance their stuff properly. Very good point. So it's almost I don't think it's unanimous. 75% is pretty controversial, but 75% is basically almost everyone agrees. I think the timing for the poll is really weird too. Yeah, I feel like they should. I legitimately think Warding would have had a good chance of passing if they worked on it a bit more, because we still had problems with the poll block. There were still very noticeable concerns. They needed more time to flesh out the content and like get people on board. Yeah, I think like this one post is just pointless now. It's like everyone's just straw manning. Like, yeah, blowpipe, T90 content, yada yada yada. Neckbeards voting no, canceling membership. X skill wouldn't pass if poached today. It's like whatever, man. Like the rest of it is just straw man. It's like not actual discussion. Just like they imagine the kind of people who would vote no to warding and then just like complain about like their imaginary like friend or whatever. Fuck it. Check the other post now. This one's still true too. Like, why is construction still shit, for example? Why is Hunter so imbalanced that like Chins pretty much outcompetes everything else? Where's like the low profit method but fast XP for Hunter, for example? Or is it just not meant to be kind of like that? Like, is there no equivalent for like Teaks or what is it, in Granite or Barbarian Fishing in Hunter, because Hunter's a gathering skill too, right? Like, where is it? There's a lot of other updates that other skills could need, and I've always been of the opinion, I've agreed with the founders of RuneScape in that we should always look back to see what needs to be fixed before you add more stuff, because that way more stuff will just be more broken, and you just get this messy pile of broken content, and it takes forever to like go back to look at that content and fix all the problems that you've accumulated and ignored over the years. Wait, what the fuck is this comment? This does not make any sense. It's the tryhard elitist with multiple accounts that vote no to content that requires effort. So you think the people who are the tryhard elitists that do the content that takes the most effort are the ones who are voting no to content that requires effort? Are you okay in the head? Are you okay? Like, do you seriously think someone who votes on 4 alts and levels up their 4 alts, like do whatever, Rune Dragon, Zelra, who knows what they do, but do you really think that people like that are the people who are adverse to content that requires effort? A bank standing still, nonetheless. A fucking bank standing still. Really? Yes, this sums up my thoughts about people who say this dumb shit perfectly. Like, wow, everyone who disagrees with me will kill the game. Sweaty elitists, tryhards, neckbeards. They didn't like what I like, so they're fucking awful. I hate them. I don't know, this is really interesting to me, because it's like, I didn't realize people on Reddit were this fucking stupid and this bad at the game. Like, it's just astounding to me. Like, people spend their time reading this Reddit. They read all the news, they read all the posts, all the math about like new content and the possible effects it has on the game. So you'd expect that Reddit would be one of the more informed communities in the game, but you know, they're fucking idiots. Like, this is actually some of the stupidest comment chains I've ever read. Thank you for staying here and reading this with me. I apologize if I offended you by this video, but I really don't care, because, you know, I thought this was a fun exercise, and I'm feeling pretty good right now.